Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to do a live program doing a planetary puja using the current chart of now, the chart that shows where the planets are in the sky at the moment, based on my location and my time right now here in Florida. My name is Swamini Valli, and I am an AstroVed astrologer and also a Pillai Center teacher. And I'm very happy to be hosting the Planetary Pooja series Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has said that the planets and the stars are more than just objects in outer space. There's also a divine being of light associated with each of them. And as we do this puja and as we invoke positive blessings from all of these light beings, it helps to bring positive energy into us, into our lives, and into our world. Dr. Pillai has said about the Religion of Religions YouTube channel, he has said, the foundation of all religions is love. And it is his desire that through the Religion of Religions YouTube channel, to unite the many different sects of religions by meeting in the spiritual realm, by meeting in the heart. We believe in the supreme divine power taking form in all gods and goddesses from every religion, and we celebrate their existence on planet Earth. The intention is also to give an authentic experience of God, the experience of divine love, where there is no separation from each other. So as we're honoring the planets and the stars and the archetypes that rule the stars, we're doing this out of our love of light and also to deepen our own experience of love, connecting with love toward these divine beings, and also experiencing their energies being awakened inside of us as we all contain the energies of the planets and the stars inside of us, as well as them being out there in outer space. So thank you for being here. This is the chart of today. This is using the South Indian style layout of the chart. And if you're not familiar with this layout, you're welcome to look in the description area below the video, where there is a tutorial link for the South Indian style chart if you're new to it. Each of the 12 boxes that you're seeing on the screen right now represents a zodiac sign, 30 degrees of a zodiac sign. When Dr. Pillai taught this kind of puja to myself and Raja Malloy, Mina's brother, many, many years ago, he directed us to get a little blackboard and get some chalk and to draw the chart in chalk on the chalkboard and to label where the planets were. So on a side table here, I have my blackboard and I have the chart drawn in chalk. I also have a lit tea light. I have a bell. I have a little container with some water, clean water. I have a hand fan, and I also have a bowl filled with flower petals, fresh flower petals, which I'm going to use as we do the puja. You don't have to get a blackboard. You're welcome to do this at home just by watching the screen. Some of you may want to get a blackboard and draw it in chalk yourself. Some of you may just draw it on a whiteboard or even a piece of paper to have something flat. Some of you may just put a saucer in front of your phone or in front of the computer just to offer your flower petals without, specifically putting them on a chart. Some of you may be listening to this in the background while you're doing other things, making the bed, doing the dishes, driving to work. However you choose to participate in the puja is totally fine. Dr. Pillai has said the names of all of these planets and stars and the archetypes, their name in and of itself is a sacred sound, a mantra, a quantum sound. And just hearing or saying these sounds also brings in divine blessings. So everyone is welcome to participate at whatever level is comfortable for you. So we're going to first start. I'm going to take my little container of water and take the ring finger of my right hand and dip it in a few times and sprinkle some drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard, creating a purification of the space where I'm going to be putting the flower petals. I'm dropping a few drops of water on top of my own head, and I'm also shooting a few drops of water out into space towards all of you to help purify myself and to purify all of us, whether you're watching it live or you're watching a replay later, so that we're all in a sacred space for doing this puja. A puja is a ritual. It's a spiritual ritual that's connecting us with these beautiful inner energies of light and love. So we're doing this puja with love. If you bring that energy to it, you're doing totally fine. Okay, so we're first going to start with invoking Ganesha, an archetype who removes obstacles and also an archetype who is considered to be a patron of astrology. We'll invoke him with a simple mantra, Om Sring Gung, S-R-I-N-G, G-U-N-G. Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja for everyone, and we thank him for his help with this. Now, we're going to do a Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. And I believe I put the link for that chant earlier up in the chat today. It's okay if you just want to listen to it. And I know I have an American accent, so if you're a Tamil-speaking person, I know my Tamil, I'm not fluent in Tamil, I'm doing my best with it. Okay, here we go. Asura nalla nalla, ave nalla nalla, atiyar avarkumikave. Asura nalla nalla, ave nalla nalla, atiyar avarkumikave. Asura nalla nalla, ave nalla nalla, atiyar avarkumikave. We ask all of the planets and divine beings that we're about to invoke to send beneficial blessings towards all of us and into our world. And we thank Saint Yanasamundar, the Tamil saint, who created the hymn. And this little section that we did is just a small part of the hymn. And we thank Dr. Pillai for sharing this with us so that we have this way to ask their blessings in this way as well. Now we're going to start the puja for today. And at the beginning, we're going to invoke some of the time shaktis or time elements that are active right now at this moment here in this location in Florida. We're going to invoke the planet that rules the moon, the star that the moon is in, or the nakshatra, the tithi, or the moon phase that's active right now, and the planet that rules the hour that we're in right now. And we'll also respect the yoga and the karana, two other time elements that are active right now. We start with the planet that rules the day. Today, right now, it's Monday, and the planet that rules Monday is the moon. We honor the moon, and as we do this, each time I say the mantra, I'm putting a flower petal on top of the moon on my little chart on the blackboard. We honor the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. Right now, the moon is in a star called Uttara Phalguni. This is a star that has energies for relationship and also energies for helping us to keep our word, to honor our contracts, honor our agreements. We honor this star. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Now we honor the moon phase or the Tithi. Right now we're in the 4th waxing moon, which is called Chaturthi in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said for the moon phase, we would use the Sanskrit name of the moon phase, followed by the word Devi, which is invoking the light being associated with that moon phase. Again, I put flower petals on top of the moon. Om Chaturthi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturthi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturthi Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour. Right now in my location, we're in an hour right now that's ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Dr. Pillai said for the yoga and the karana, we would just say their names 3 times each. No flower petals involved for them. The yoga right now is an energy called Shiva, which is a very benevolent energy. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And the karana right now is one called Vishti, which has an energy of inefficient. Vishti, Vishti, Vishti. Now we turn our attention to the actual chart of the moment. At the moment, we start with the sign that has the ascendant, which is noted here with the little AC, that stands for ascendant. That's the sign that's coming up on the eastern horizon right now. And we start here, and we're going to first invoke the planet that rules the ascendant sign. The ascendant is in the sign of Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So we first start with honoring the sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Today, the ascendant has 2 planets in it. Leo has Mercury and also the moon. We're going to go around the chart and honor all of the planets in turn. And as we honor the planet, then we'll honor the star that planet is in, the archetype that rules that star, the planet that rules that star. And when we have finished honoring all of the planets in the sign, we're going to invoke the planet that rules that sign, except for the ascendant. With the ascendant sign, we start with the planet that rules him. So we've already done that part. Now we invoke Mercury for being in Leo. Leo is the sign of power, represented by the lion, Leo, the Simha, the lion. We invoke Mercury and put flower petals on top of him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Right now, Mercury is in a star called Magha, a star of royalty consciousness. We honor this star, and I put flower petals on top of Mercury. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Maga star is ruled by the Petries, a deified form of the ancestors. We invoke their blessings. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Om Petrisye Namaha. Maga star is ruled by the planet Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the moon for being in Leo. We honor him, and I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Right now, the moon is in the star of Uttara Phalguni. This is one of the stars of relationship. We honor this star. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni is ruled by an archetype called Aryaman. This is an archetype that helps us to keep our word, keep our contracts, and helps us to have a sense of honor. Honor is when there is a line you just don't cross. We honor this archetype. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by the sun. Again, we honor the sun and put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on the sign of Leo, a sign of power, today containing Mercury, planet of communication, and also the merchant planet in charge of all forms of buying and selling, and the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, starting from Leo, we're going to go around where the ascendant is. We're going to go around the chart in a clockwise direction until we come to a sign which has a planet in it. The first sign with the planet in it is Libra, which today has Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu right now is in a star called Vishaka. This is a star with competitive energies and a star that can give us blessings towards success, victory, triumph. We honor this star. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings of leadership and courage, and Agni, the god of fire, can give blessings for transformation and purification. We honor both of them. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Om Indra Agnihe Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter and put flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Next, we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. We invoke him and put flower petals on top of him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign with energies of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu, which is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign, continuing in a clockwise direction, is Makara or Capricorn, that has Pluto retrograde and also Saturn retrograde. Whenever a planet is retrograde, he's extra powerful. We start with honoring Pluto. And for the hymn, we're going to use the mantra Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto right now is in a star called Uttarashada, a star that can give blessings of success, including long-lasting success. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by 10 archetypes that as a group are collectively called the Visvadevas. These are light beings who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for their blessings. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada's star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. We invoke him and put flower petals on top of him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star of wealth, music, and desire for good reputation. We invoke this star. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We honor them. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars and put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Makara or Capricorn, which is Saturn. Again, we invoke Saturn, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign of ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help us with rationality and science. And Saturn, a planet that helps with patience, discipline, organization, structure. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune retrograde and also Jupiter retrograde. We start with honoring Neptune, and the mantra we use for him is Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. We put flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star with the fire of Kundalini and the fire of purification. We honor this star. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, a one-footed archetype who can give blessings to help us experience deeper levels of silence and forgiveness. We ask his blessings. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces right now. So we invoke him again and put more flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can help us with business development. We ask blessings from this star. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada is ruled by an archetype called Arbundiya, and among other things, he's able to help with guarding precious treasures. We ask him to guard our sacred or precious valuables, treasures, etc. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Saturn. We invoke Saturn and put more flower petals on top of him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Meena or Pisces, which is Jupiter. So again, we invoke Jupiter and put more flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the zodiac sign that has energies that are the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, planet that helps with intuition and our ability to understand our inner self, and Jupiter, planet that helps us to have access to spiritual teachings, spiritual teachers, and spiritual community. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasier sign with planets in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu, Mars, and Uranus. And we have a very interesting configuration today because Rahu, Mars, and Uranus are all sitting at 24 degrees in the sign. So they're all very close. They're at different amounts of minutes, so they're not exactly, but they're all at 24 degrees, which is a very tight form of conjunction. So we're going to honor all three of these planets before we invoke the star, because they are all sitting in the same star, but they're all very close together. So it may bring some intense energies into our world today. We start with honoring Rahu, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Mars and put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor Uranus, and the mantra we use for him is Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. We put flower petals on him. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Now we invoke the star that all three of these planets are in right now. It's a star called Bharani. This is a star symbolized, the symbol is the yoni, the female private parts. It's a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine energy, Shakti, power. We ask blessings from this star and put flower petals across all three of the planets. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype who, among other things, is an archetype of justice. We ask his blessings. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus and put flower petals across Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Some people have asked what to do today with the conjunction of these three planets so close together, all at 24 degrees. And I would say, because they're in the star of Bharani that has this great feminine energy, this could be a good day to do something for women in your life, or to donate to some cause that helps women in some way, but in some way to honor the divine feminine principle in your own life would be a suggestion for doing something positive with the energy of that conjunction today. Now we honor the planet that rules Misha or Aries, which is Mars. I put flower petals on top of Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, today containing Rahu, Mars, and Uranus, all in this very close configuration. Aries is a fire sign. It has very active energy. Rahu is a planet that can help us to think outside the box. Mars is a planet with warrior and healer energies. And Uranus has energies that help with high intelligence, innovation, and even help us with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasier sign with the planet in it is Mituna or Gemini, which today contains Venus. We honor Venus and put flower petals on top of him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus right now is in a star called Purnavasu, a star that has energies that are freedom-loving. We honor this star. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Om Purnavasaye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by Aditi, an amazing goddess who is the mother of many of the gods, including the mother even of our own sun. We invoke her blessings. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter and put flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Mituna or Gemini, which is Mercury. We put flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mituna or Gemini, a sign with a great range of energies, today containing Venus, a planet of happiness, diplomacy, a planet that helps us to enjoy material plane comforts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Karkata or Cancer, which today contains the sun. We honor the sun and put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun right now is in a star called Pusha, a star symbolized as a cow's udder, U-D-D-E-R. Someone asked me what star had the otter, which is a very different animal. It's a cow's udder, the place of the nourishment of milk, where the milk comes out. So it's a star with energy of nourishment, and it's considered to be the most spiritually auspicious of all the stars. We honor Pusha star, and I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Pushaye Namaha. Om Pushaye Namaha. Om Pushaye Namaha. Pusha star is ruled by Brihaspati, a form of Jupiter in which he is a great teacher. He's such a great teacher, he's sometimes even the teacher of some of the other archetypes. We honor Brihaspati. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Pusha star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Karkata or Cancer, which is the moon. We put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and we reflect on Cancer, the most emotionally sensitive of all the signs, today containing the sun, which is our soul, and also This is a star that helps us with healing energies. It's very important. The sun is so important for all life-affirming energies on Earth. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I'm taking the lit tea light. I'm going to offer this to all the divine beings that we've just invoked. And I'm taking the lit tea light and passing it over the chalkboard that has the chart on it and all the little piles of flowers. And I'm passing it over it in a clockwise direction 3 times above the chart and the flower petals, offering all these divine beings the element of light. Now I'm taking a little hand fan. Some of you could use an incense stick, but a lit incense stick, but I have a housemate who's sensitive to scent. So I'm just waving a little hand fan above the chart in a clockwise direction, offering all these divine beings the element of a cooling breeze, an element of air. And now I'm taking a bell and I'm going to ring that 3 times around the chart, offering the element of sound. Now I put hands in prayer position and make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking for their positive blessings to flow into us, our families, our friends, our housemates, our colleagues, into our homes, our workplaces, our schools. We ask them to bless our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. We pray to them, may everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. We pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. And we thank them for their help with this, and we make our bow. You can continue for a minute, making your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then I'll take a short amount of question and answer. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Om Dram Dattatreya Vishnu Baba. I can now take a short amount of question and answer. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. Thank you for coming and attending. It's my pleasure to be doing these pujas, and I'm happy that we have a small amount of regulars showing up. I know it's a more advanced form of puja, to be honest with you. But if it's something that if you do it on a regular basis, you really do start to experience the movement of the planets, the stars, that they're going through different signs, different stars, and realizing how each moment is unique. Ranaka is asking, since Pusha is the most auspicious star, is it beneficial to plan our, just a second here, the chat just rolled up on me. Let me get your question back just a second. Is it beneficial to plan our important tasks and prayers, etc., during this period? When Pusha is the most auspicious is when the moon is traveling through the star, which it does once a month. It's already traveled through Pusha not too long ago. So if you have a planet in your birth chart in Pusha, that's an auspicious thing for you. But when the moon itself is in Pusha star, that is a beneficial day for everyone. And so that's a day, like if you had to plan an important meeting and you don't know when else is a beneficial time, that can be a good day when the moon is in Pusha star. So that would be that. When Nessa is saying when she is born, Revati born, and I don't know if that means her moon is in Revati or her ascendant is in Revati. I don't know what that means when you say you're Revati born. When Guru or Jupiter comes to Revati, what should I do? When Jupiter comes to Revati, I would say it's more when the moon comes to Revati, Nessa, that you want to pay attention to that. When the moon comes to the star that the moon was in when you were born, that is your own birth star day for that month. And that's a beneficial day for you personally. That's a good day for you. When Jupiter comes to Revati, we can talk about that when it gets there. Right now, he's still in Uttara Bhadrapada. Revati star, it's a star of travel. It's a star of nourishment. It's a star of wealth. And it's also a star because it's the last of the 27. Dr. Pillai says it has elements of all the other stars as well. But we can cover that maybe a little more when Jupiter actually gets there. Jupiter is going to still be in Uttara Bhadrapada for a bit longer. Okay, so those are the questions that I'm seeing today in the chat. So we're at the start of a new week, a new month. Says M, asking blessings from all the planets to guide and inspire us to our higher selves. That's a beautiful prayer. Evelyn is reminding people, it would be, if you'd be so kind as to hit the like button and also to subscribe to the channel, as Dr. Pillai is interested for the Religion of Religions channel to continue to grow. And with the more subscribers, then the more YouTube helps to, suggest it to other people as well. Okay, not seeing any other questions. And the planets were a little bit more spread out today, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here so we don't go too long. I don't want to overtake your time with this daily puja. I want to be respectful of your time. So again, thank you for your participation. And there are other programs on this channel if you want to check them out. There's a daily program for divine light and healing. On Wednesdays, there's a beautiful program for Angali, a goddess. There's also a daily program for communing with Jesus. And on Saturdays, Rani does a beautiful program highlighting a different archetype or different saint every Saturday. So this program is Monday through Friday right now at this time. Namaste, welcome, and thank you for being here. And I'll be here again tomorrow. Blessings to all of you. Namaste.